Roz and Mocha in the morning on KiSS 92.5.
KiSS 92.5, that is Treasure. Bruno Mars, 808, good morning. It's the Roz and Mocha Show.
Good morning.
Ladies and gentlemen.
We can get you some headphones. We can get you headphones.
I'm on the radio. I feel like I should have.
It's okay. We'll get them for you. It's no big deal. Laverne Cox from Orange is the New Black. Welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show. Welcome to Toronto.
Morning.
Welcome to WorldPride.
This is my first time in Toronto, except the airport, and so I haven't really had a chance to sort of experience the city yet. But I'm very excited to be here.
And WorldPride. When did you? Do you follow this? Like, are you? Because we were talking about this the other day. Pride in Toronto is legendary. Always has been legendary. And when did you sort of start getting phone calls for people who wanted you to be involved in large scale events?
Like, well, I don't know. My agent at this point has been trying to keep me very, like, not overwhelmed with requests. So he sort of filters them to me. So I don't get a lot. So when people are reaching out, I don't maybe even get all the requests.
One of those.
So I'm not sure when it started. I've been so busy. Honestly, I have no idea.
Yeah.
What about when you got that phone call saying, hey, we want to put you on the cover of Time magazine?
Well, it was an email, and it was a cover try. So I understood that it was a cover try that they were trying out because it's a news magazine. Some sort of crazy world news could happen, and then I would be bumped from the cover. And interestingly enough, there was a mass shooting that week, and I was like, oh, I won't be on the cover. And then Maya Angelou, may she rest in peace, also passed away like a few days before the cover was announced. So I didn't know if I would make it or not. And I was like, we were doing the photo shoot there, I was like, I gotta work this.
Yeah, of course. And when you saw the cover for the first time, what went through your mind?
I just cried. I don't know if anything went through my mind. A friend of mine named Precious, her name is Precious Davis, who lives in Chicago, texted me the photo. And I didn't know which photo they had chosen because we don't get photo approval. And she texted me the photo, and it was the first time I had seen it. And I was getting my hair and makeup done for another show that I was working on. And then I just started crying.
Yeah.
Wow. I just started crying.
With Orange is the New Black, you know, you are now a sort of champion for the transgender. You are a big voice. You are very popular. The show confused me because I'll tell you why. When I first started watching Orange is the New Black, people gravitate towards you when you're on screen. It's a really wild thing. I don't know if anybody's ever articulated that to you before.
Thank you. That's very sweet.
You gravitate towards you, and in my head, I'm watching you thinking that you are a transgender actress. Mm-hmm. But then they do your backstory where they had your twin brother play you before a transition. So I start thinking it's just costume at this point. Mm-hmm. And then after the show's over, I see an interview with you, and I'm like, this whole time I thought it was costume on Orange is the New Black because your twin brother, I didn't think that there were two people.
I know it. The funny thing is after that started airing and my friends were watching, they were like, how did they do that? Was that like, CGI or something? So yeah, no, my brother, I have a twin brother, an identical twin brother who plays my character Sophia pre-transition, and that I guess was a bit of a mind F for a number of people. Yeah,
right here. It was very much
Laverne Cox from Orange is the New Black is here on the Roz and Mocha Show. Nobody asked you to be the voice of a community, but you stepped up to represent. At what point in your life did you decide to take on that role or see that it was very important for you to be that voice?
Well, there's many voices. The reality is I'm here because of the voices of many trans people, voices that I try to listen to and take a lot of guidance from. But about 6 years ago, I did a show in America called I Want to Work for Diddy. And it was the first time I had a national platform. I know, people always laugh.
Oh, wait a minute.
It's okay
that was on MTV, right?
It was on VH1, actually.
VH1, yes, I remember that.
Same umbrella network. And so... Don't laugh. Well, you can laugh. I laugh when I think about it. But when I did that show, it was the first I had a national platform all of a sudden. And I've always been politicized around my identity. I've always had very strong opinions about things. And I remember having a conversation with my brother about like, well, I mean, I'm already a black transgender woman on television. That's a lot for people. Do I actually really talk about like what I believe in? And he said to me, what's the point of having a public platform if you're not going to use it to talk about things that are important. And so since then, I've been talking about things that I feel are important.
I can't imagine you can tell the story enough of what it was like for you to grow up. Where you grew? Where'd you grow up? Alabama?
Mobile, Alabama.
Mobile,
yes.
Alabama. With the sort of mentality and at that time with the confusion that you must have felt dealing with the people that were, people use the term bullies, but it's tormenting and violence for the most part.
Yeah.
I think bully sort of softens the aspect
it does.
of it. It's abuse and it's violence. What was that like, and when did you hit your point where you knew you as a person, how you felt inside, had options?
Oh gosh, you know, the interesting thing is, it's funny because I've talked a lot about the bullying I experienced as a kid, and I'm writing a book now, so I'm like knee deep in it. But as I write the book, I'm also thinking that it wasn't just bullying. There was a lot. The good things really were that I was a creative person. As a kid, I've always been had a big imagination. I started dancing at a very early age, and I loved school. I was really good at school, so that because I had this creative pursuit of being a dancing, and I always wanted to be an actor. I wanted to transition to acting, and because I was good at school, I always imagined that my circumstances would be different than they were in Mobile. I always had sort of very big dreams, and my imagination really, I think, saved me. I think me being able to dream about a space and a place outside of where I was very much sustained me. And so I think that around the gender stuff, it was always about imagining being more of myself, imagining a place where I will be delivered to, you know, live my truth. I think I've always wanted to be truthful and authentic. And I think being an artist is that kind of pursuit of choosing to be an artist is really a pursuit of truth. And often a pursuit of beauty.
That you decided to go into show business, because there's very few of those in show business, as you know.
Well, I mean, I wasn't interested in going to show business. I was interested in being an artist.
Right. And
I've always been a creative person, and I've always been very serious. I studied classical ballet, and then I studied opera singing even. I studied acting very seriously, and I've always been an artist. And so I've been interested in being an artist. The whole celebrity thing is very different.
Yeah.
Laverne Cox from Orange is the New Black is here on the Roz Mocha Show. Since the popularity of the show, and especially now with season 2, are you getting more phone calls, more emails from people saying, offering up other roles for you?
I feel like I should be getting more calls. Yeah. But I have to say, I've been very busy, and what's wonderful about me. I can't believe I started a sentence that way.
Hold on, can I just say, this guy right here says that almost every day.
There's nothing wrong. You are in a very safe place if you have a giant ego in this room.
That was hilarious. I just caught myself starting a sentence.
You want to go one for one? You say a wonderful thing about
me.
you. I will say something that's wonderful about myself, and we'll just go back and forth.
But what I was going to say, I'm gagging that you said that on live radio. What's wonderful about me? Work. This is like I'm building self-esteem and positive. You know, I haven't always had high self-esteem, so this is progress. Work. So I'm an actor, but I write and I do public speaking, and I'm also interested. I'm interested in. I'm producing a couple of documentaries now. So I was about to say what's wonderful about me is that I'm an actor, but then I'm also really interested in having a brand that goes beyond just being an actor. So I've been very busy. I'm very grateful.
Do you have any desire, or have you ever been offered a part where you are not playing trans?
I did an independent film called The Exhibitionist a couple of years ago, and the character was not written as trans. I don't know if she's trans now, that I played her, but there's no mention of any transgender anything in the script. And then I did a play years ago called Alex and the Girls, where I played a role that was not written for a trans woman. So I have, and I would love. For me, I'm just interested in complicated characters. Yeah. It's not about how they identify.
Laverne Cox, if people want to see you tonight at 7 o'clock, you can go down to the TIFF light box, and you're going to be joining the GLAAD national spokesperson, Wilson Cruz, to discuss everything trans and advocacy, and also the documentary project Free CC, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Before we wrap things up, on one final note, Laverne Cox, what would you like to say to people who are listening right now who may be going through what you went through growing up and feel that right now they can't express themselves, they can't talk to anybody about how they feel or how they want to be?
I would say to you to listen to your internal compass, because you know who you are, and who you are matters. Your voice matters, and who you are authentically is okay. And there, what's great about the internet now and the age we live in is that you can reach out and you can get support. Even if you don't have it locally, you can reach out and get support online. And there are folks out there who are going through what you're going through, and you are not alone.
Awesome. Laverne Cox, next time you
I didn't
visit
get to
Toronto,
say what was wonderful about me. We were going to go 1 for 1.
Oh.
I didn't.
Laverne Cox, we're going to ignore him, but please promise us the next time you're in Toronto, you'll visit us on the Roz Mocha Show.
Okay, I promise.
There you go. Season 2 of Orange is the New Black is on Netflix now. It's KiSS 92.5.
Roz and Mocha in the morning on KiSS 92.5.